Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Fighting Words, the weekly show here on Capcom Fighters, where we round up the week's previous Capcom Pro Tour action and, of course, what has been going on in the world of Street Fighter 5. We've had some big announcements. We've had some massive results. And, of course, this weekend's CPT East Asia saw another name join that list at Capcom Cup. I'm Logan Sama. This is F Word. Hope you're doing well. Let's get into today's show. How you been?
Excuse me, where's the part where you're like, saw another name, the F word predicted makes it to the Capcom Cup?
What soothsayer you are.
I mean, first tournament since 2018. I mean, that's a big call for me, wouldn't you say? Big call?
The first one that you've got right since 2018.
No, first one that Daigo won. What a call, mate. Listen, F word, the foresight on this guy, it's just ridiculous. Called it a week and a half before it happened, called it on the round one show, and there he is, Umehara, the one and only, proving the F master right. Thank you for that, Daigo, making Logan eat his words yet again.
Well, I did say that Daigo would win on a Sunday.
I mean, that doesn't really count, does it? What sort of monsters have been eliminated?
Once he got to top 8 and had to play Tokido. Well, I suppose it was a really, really good event, man. The quality,
amazing.
I only kind of missed the fact that there was so many incredible matches off stream as well. It was just such a volume of talent on display. We've pointed it out so many times, but of the players that were in Capcom Cup last year, 18 of them came from that region.
That figure doesn't get old.
You know, there was ridiculous. At least, I would say 30 plus players that were very, very realistic shots to win that tournament.
Absolutely. And then probably another 20 that if they won, it wouldn't be the biggest shock. It'd be like, well, this guy's always been capable of having a win like this kind of thing.
It's his day this weekend.
That's it.
Well done to him. Came through. Incredibly strength and depth. And it does definitely bring an interesting discussion about what this year's Capcom Cup is going to look like. It's going to look very different. We have at most 3 players from this region, 2 qualifiers, and the potential of another vote.
Yep, coming to this part.
Voting player. Only 3 players from this region, as opposed to the normal at least half coming from this region. It's going to look very, very different at Capcom Cup this year. What do you think?
I'm super excited to see how these guys hold their own, I guess, against some of the more renowned and well-known regular pro players, because more interesting for me than the fact that Daigo's made it, of course, that's fascinating, that's awesome, is, how are guys like Mandrake and, SKZ and these guys going to do against him when it comes down to that final? Can they hold their own against, like, the Beast and the Phenoms and the guys who've always been there? That's what I'm waiting to see, and hopefully it'll be an offline environment as well, so you really get a true test of what you're.
Well, it's going to have to be in some way.
Yeah, offline. Of course, yeah, because there's no way to.
Australia is definitely not playing. The west coast of America in an online environment.
I've just got this sad idea that everyone gets flown to like reachable environments, and then it's just done.
A secret fight island, perhaps. I've heard that idea works now and then. But yeah, it's amazing. As you said, it was a good point that you just made there, that Daigo joins Phenom as only the second name to have previously qualified for a Capcom Cup. Of course, Picoro has been at Capcom Cup.
He has, yeah.
But he was there in place of Crossover, who won the Latin American regional finals that year and wasn't able to go due to visa. So out of those 6 players, 4 have never appeared. 4 have never qualified. Very, very interesting stuff. We are approaching Central America CPT this weekend, and we'll get into that later in the show because we'll be previewing that tournament. But it's a very interesting situation where one of the players already qualified. He's actually from DR, technically, Doomsnake as well. So a lot of representation in the Latin American region.
Yeah, that's it.
There's just new regions coming through, and it'll be very fascinating to see how they compete at the highest level. But let's go back and talk about the tournament this weekend. So Daigo, of course, won. He looked incredibly strong. Let's focus on his run first of all and go through that. Then we can talk about some of the other players, but because I think there were some very interesting performances across the weekend.
There were, yeah.
From some names that we did recognize and some that were new. But let's have a look at Daigo's run through the tournament on his way to taking the 6th spot in Capcom Cup 2020.
Nice, and the perfect timing for that Sonic Blade as well, and his crouching heavy kick still reached. Daigo is playing textbook footsies right now. The neutral is ridiculous.
Yeah, he talked about it. That's why he plays Daigo, my man. And there it is. Daigo, in a close setup against Shuto, managed to dominate the last round and move on to top 8 winners. Yeah, building some V meter as well, getting the V skill in there, but the crush counter give him that last bit he needs, and he wakes up with the parry. Oh, he's jumping though. Flash kick actually punishes on the other side because of it.
That he has a lot of. Can he get this whole loop? If he can just get this whole loop, he's in there. Because it's just going little by little. Is it enough? It's enough. There it is, and Daigo's gonna take it with the fanciness. Footsie's play.
Again, just keeping him at bay with his Sonic Booms. Daigo's so close to advancing EX. He'll be able to trade, but it still dwindles down Tokido's life.
Only one EX bar for both players. Oh, he got him with the upside down kick. What a wrinkled brain play. He said, you know what, Tokido, you're going to walk up and crouching medium kick. Instead, I'm going to upside down kick.
Both players fully loaded on resources now, and Daigo's going to be able to get the hit.
Oh, yeah, and he's got the critical art.
Oh, yes, indeed. Ooh, a little bit fancy with it as well, off the flash kick. Critical art smokes Cammy. Ground game in Gala's favor as well. However, Velour is not going quietly into the night.
Wake up stand medium kick into... Crazy. That first round was like all Fudo, but now Daigo is just taking control, and now trying to predict the Sonic Boom, not going to be happening, and Daigo with an early meter again, and not enough to kill, and you know that Fudo's got a lot to be able to make the comeback now.
Most definitely, we've seen the damage output from Poison is no joke. However, Daigo with such a life lead at this point and a screen advantage is going to be able to bully in the corner, put her on a pixel because of the Sonic Boom chip damage.
Now there's no health left. One little tiny hit is all he needs. Oh, you see him walk up with the crouching medium kick, trying to fake the overhead, but goes for the crouching medium and kick again. With the offensive V reversals again. Not gonna. Oh, again with the translator. Sweet.
Perfect spacing on it once more. Oh my goodness, and gets it again. Such a hefty life lead for Daigo here. All he has to do is close out this round. It is all him at this point.
Is it going to be heavy punch in the super? I mean, that would be... Oh no! Anti-air super! Just do it! And the trade and Daigo is in Capcom Cup!
And there you have it. The one and only Umehara. Had to be said, guys. I couldn't resist. Has booked his place at the Capcom Cup Finals. I cannot wait to see how he does. And he definitely put the work in, Logan. This stuff is not a fluke. There's been a ton of training going in behind this, and I know a lot of us train every day, but there's been a ton of productive training. Although I know there's one area you may not agree with me on that was productive, the majority of this guy's training regime is extremely productive. If you watch this guy stream, he'll play a match, lose a win streak, and go straight to training mode. That exact thing that happened, and he'll spend like 15 minutes trying to find an answer for that one thing. And if he doesn't find it, he'll jot it down and try it later.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proper productive in every step he takes.
He's in an era where he is a true professional player, right? And he's making the most of the fact that in this time that we're in at the moment, he's not spending all of his time traveling in airports, trying to get sleep, trying to get rest, playing in tournaments in pools that can start at 8 a.m.
Really good
and
point, Logan,
you know, not your day not finish until 8 p.m.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's playing in the comfort of his own home. He's training hard. He's working on a lot of stuff. And as you said, he's got an incredible way of approaching it in a workman-like method, in that if I find something that I don't understand, perplexes me, or I don't have an answer to, let me just not mash next game.
Yeah.
Take a moment.
That's it.
Training mode. Let me load that character up, play that situation, and find out exactly what my options are. And that's what you need to be doing as a professional in anything. You know, if you find a situation, you find a scenario that you don't understand, break it down. You know, and I've been watching a lot of his stream highlights, and shout out to channels like FGC Translated that give us an amazing insight
Massive shout out,
into actually the thought processes that Daigo and other players like Sako, Boncha, and Tokido have when they are, you know, doing this practice. It's a fascinating one. Haitani made a really, really good point, a tweet that he put out, where, you know, he said Daigo has done all of this training out in the open in front of everybody. In fact, we've seen many streams where Daigo has been training other players, high-level players as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, playing with people like Ryusei, playing with people like Sako.
He even gave Bonchan a bit of a hide in the other day on stream and was giving him lectures during.
And he's helping. And these are that's his competition.
Direct competition. Some of them are arguably better than him at this game, if we're going by last year's history. But there you have it. There he is, being the sensei that he is. I've been particularly impressed with Daigo's approach in these particular scenarios when he's in these game settings and he loses or he doesn't find something that works. He doesn't seem to be going down the kind of like rabbit hole that a lot of people find themselves in when they're thinking about another character. It's always about finding an answer with Guile. Now he dabbled with Kage, kind of like to have that answer. We saw him playing Ryu at the start of the season as well. Who else was he mucking about with this season? There was another character, but the majority of it has been with Guile. You know, and when it comes to finding a strategic answer, when you watch his streams, he doesn't put as much emphasis when he loses with Kage as he does when it's Guile, because Guile is the one he really feels like he can make win with. But I'm just really impressed that he's not actually just said to himself, man, I just try another character for this particular matchup. Doesn't seem to be an option for him. You know what? It's going to sound cliche, but this is a guy who I think hasn't won a CPT, like I said, since Versus Fight in 2018, right? Yeah. Over in Birmingham in the UK, we were there when it happened. For someone of his caliber to not have had a first place at an event like this since then, to have that will to keep winning, right, and keep training the way he has. I'm sorry. You got to take. It's cheesy, but
where's the book? I know you've got your autographed copy in there somewhere.
I've got it right.
You keep it precious.
No, but seriously, that book, the stock value of that book goes up tenfold now. That this guy's managed to come back from, and I say this with the most respect, Daigo, a guy who is a deadly player, but in recent tournaments has not been the threat to win. I wouldn't put money on Daigo to win a lot of tournaments in the last year and a half. To suddenly being the best guy on the day, maybe the best guy at the moment in this version of the game, that's super impressive. And he's worked his way there. And
it's with a character that's got progressively worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the last 4 seasons.
Absolutely.
Progressively worse.
Maybe the characters around him getting a bit weaker is giving him balanced out a little.
One of the things that I find really interesting about the way that Daigo plays, right, and trains specifically, is, and you saw this in the interview that we had from him in round 1. Oh, and by the way, I have to say that we will have an interview with Daigo, but due to the fact we need to get it translated and subtitled and what have you, it's going to be on next week's show. So you will get a full interview with the champ, with the beast himself, but it just won't be tonight. So we will have that. One of the things that I really enjoy and appreciate about the way Daigo trains is the way that he wants to play with Guile. And we asked the question, you know, Idom said that Guile's really good in this game because he stops people being able to play in the way that we superficially look at Street Fighter V, which is overly aggressive, put you in situations to
Guess
guess,
for game.
rush down all the time, get in by any means necessary, you know, and do my V-trigger stuff and win like that. And Guile is all about control and damage limitation, right? So when Daigo's going into the training stage and breaking down these situations, he might not find an answer, a solution to that situation, because there's many situations in this game where there isn't a right answer that beats it.
Yeah,
there's not a winning choice. But he'll know what his choices are and what the results can lead to. And he can choose his risk reward, and he can make a sensible decision that he believes will either put him at least risk or give him the biggest reward in that.
It's that real-time calculated risk, isn't it?
Exactly.
Which is extremely hard to
And
apply.
it's very much like playing poker where, you know, my hand might lose to your hand. But you know what? If I'm going to lose in this scenario that I find myself in, I'm going to lose as little as possible. I'm not going to go all in and lose, you know, EX flash kick when all I had to do is just block and take the throw because you get nothing.
He was
here.
definitely less flash kicky, by the way, this tournament, which is surprising because I thought that was kind of like a strategy that he kind of like believed in. But like you said, he's refined his strategy now. You know, he's kind of like approaching it in this meticulous kind of calculated risk kind of way. And I think Idom's absolutely right. Guile is so anti-SF5 that if you do make that bet right, you're back in neutral, you're back in the place where Guile suddenly becomes quite strong in this game. Having said that, humongous credit to Daigo for fighting some of Guile's trickiest matchups, and some matchups that I didn't know were difficult for Guile, or that could be arguably difficult for Guile, and fighting them so well. I mean, there was a section, and we'll go into it later in the game, but there were sections in the tournament, in his run, where this guy didn't throw a Sonic Boom for almost a minute. Just because the character he was playing against can punish that Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
And he still didn't lose. That's incredible. That's just ridiculous. So, you know, the adaptation, the strategic approach, just the calculated risk, like you said, I was blown away.
I mean, he made the matchup against Valoran's Cammy look like it was in Guile's favor.
Yeah, he did.
He was so strong in that. The way that he's managed to turn around this season from being the guy that got beat 7-0 to Tokido, to beating him 5-0, 5-0 in sets, and then beating him 3-1 so comfortably in this set that it was incredibly impressive. So impressive, in fact, that I really want to take a look at that set, if you don't mind.
Please.
This Daigo Tokido set was so incredible, we had to look through it in detail. Let's load that up, and whilst we're going to take a short break with some of these messages that you need to be knowing about if you want to be keeping up to date with Street Fighter 5. And we'll be back on the other side as we break down Daigo the Beast versus the murder face himself, Tokido, here in East Asia CPT Top 8.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown. That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. Whip up. That's that.
Terrific wing! My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world. When the time of the prophecy comes, when all is revealed, then the people of the world will rejoice, already knowing who I am. Call me Lord and Emperor. God's will. Time to return to harmony. Seraphic wing! My perfection does not require any training. Beyond the battle!
Get ready!
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go!
Disappear! Kneel!
Strength to crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff!
Hadouken! Resurrection! Witness the power of the continental. This is the power of the king!
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo-personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Doll unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Doll unit 0. Activated.
Well, Jordan, who is a piece of junk?
Installed.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
James with his pet cat there on the stream, making a big appearance this weekend.
Quite well behaved, I must say.
Yeah,
Mine would have
wonderful.
been all over the place.
Giving a bit of insight. So here we go. This one has to be really playing on Tokido's mind.
I was going to say, where are you psychologically, Logan, coming into a set like this?
Yeah, fascinating, because he obviously won the Topanga Challenge, I think it was, a couple of days afterwards. And I've just watched these guys play so often. It's all about just using Akuma's walk speed, using those medium buttons. More often than not, it's low forward. Wow.
That was a clutch tech as well.
More often than not, it's the low forward and the standing medium kick.
There's a bunch of situations throughout Daigo's run where he had stun and he just made the right read. It wasn't the throw. It was the throw. You know, it's just so difficult to kill this guy. And there's that dash that's so effective with Gar when he's got those boots.
And as you said, makes it more effective online as well.
That was harsh. He punished a jab there. It was one of those like kind of shimmies where he was pressing medium no matter what. And if you pressed anything at all, the medium's going to catch you. Tokido went for a stand jab.
Auto spacing so important in this game.
Great
so you can
closeout.
see that Tokido's using standing medium punch a lot more, which is a slightly, it's a lot less easy to punish that than it is the medium kick. But there you go. Daigo's going for anything. He's pressing that button anything because he knows that there is going to be something lingering out there, buffered. He's certainly not blocking after he presses that.
Yeah, he's certainly not responding to the exact stand medium punch as well when he does that.
Yes, exactly.
But he lands a bunch of those whiff punishes.
I mean, standing
on
medium
Daigo.
kick's got like 18 frames of recovery.
Standing
They've
medium
nerfed
kick,
it
you can whiff punish.
significantly,
Yeah, definitely.
The standing medium punch, I think, is like 14. So it's still technically, if you react to a movement, you can.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of Daigo's whiff punishes were off the back of certain scenarios where he was like -2. So he's that was a very greedy. I remember seeing that at the time, thinking, Daigo, that's greedy. He tried to do an anti-air crouch fierce there, and it was a perfect jump in from Tokido. He didn't have a chance. Cost him the round. But yeah, as I said, it's in scenarios where he concentrates for that particular few seconds, where he knows, okay, I know you're going to press a button right here.
Daigo actually got away with another dash in that round as well, and Tokido wasn't ready for it.
So good, those dashes regardless. I mean,
Jeez!
he did that a lot as well, didn't he? He did that a fair bit. There's that brick wall defense again.
I think the only other person that I'm more impressed by their defensive teching is Bonchan.
I was going to say.
The only other person. Nice. Okay, so this is going to be... Is this where he tries to hit him with a demon? Gets crush countered.
Too far for the link. And that happened a few times. He misjudged the range of his sweep, particularly against Fudo.
Now, could he have got CA there and killed? Probably not. I doubt he would have killed.
No, I wouldn't have killed him. It would have been a great situation.
He
This was
already
such
EX
a
flash
big one,
kick,
man.
and he knew. He
So
was so
big.
ready that the recovery on his EX flash kick.
And this is just Daigo-esque.
Optimization.
He's in his hometown right now. Just perfect.
That was delicious.
This is what I'm saying. These are the scenarios where you're going to finish him off. He's dead if that demon hits.
Yep.
Just guessed right again. I knew you were going for something. I did an EX flash kick.
Well, it's a really good read as well, because if you dash up, throw, dash up button,
Yeah,
the flash kick beats it as well.
this is it. He wasn't saying you're going to demon, right?
Yeah,
He was saying
exactly.
you're going to go for it, right?
You're going to pressure me in some way. You're going to be offensive in some way. And that EX flash kick beats all of it.
That Tatsu, man. Such a good option. But it takes so much concentration. You've got to do it
That
so
upside
early.
down kick is very interesting. At the certain range that it works.
Here he is, stun back throw for stun again. He's teched again. He's alive. Just had the read when it mattered. Shimmy there would have got Tokido the round. Too close. That's
Nice
-3. Beautiful confirm.
Ooh.
And this time he doesn't read right. You can only guess right so often.
And optimal meter build as well on his low confirm, by the way.
Beautiful. Confirmed into optimal meter build. That's insane. These guys are so high
Daigo
level.
looking to bait something out. But at that range, he's looking for medium Tatsu, right? So throwing that medium punch to try and bait a Sonic Boom. Damn, that back fierce
Speaking
again.
of whiff punishes, there was a few like lingering normals from Daigo that I'm surprised Tokido didn't whack away with that stand medium. And his anti-air variations were so annoyingly good. That was a crouch medium punch just for the angle. Happy to take the trade just to keep Akuma out.
And you can see, look, Daigo just wants to maintain that range that's just outside low
this
forward. Just outside low forward range.
Come on. The tiny walk back just beforehand
Yeah.
as well. That was a strange one. I thought that was an execution error of some kind because it didn't make sense to do the bazooka knee so close. Maybe he thought he back rise, I'm not sure. Great scenario ahead for Tokido. Look at that meter. Good
That's the
activation
thing.
from
You don't
Daigo.
even want to. You don't want to go in too much in that situation because Daigo's resources are crazy and a back throw as well. And you saw Tokido just back off. Now,
Oh, he had the kill there. Daigo had the kill, and that was a bad dash. He actually had the kill if he'd have followed through with that boom sequence. Tokido got caught walking forward, and then a poorly timed dash gets clattered by a jump fierce. Tokido's right back in the set.
Yeah, and you can see this back and forth is just a matter of reads.
It really is.
In these situations. But I'm very interested in Daigo's spatial in this matchup.
But so far, two sweet whiff punishes. No blocked ones yet. No whiff ones yet. Got to say, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean...
He's not just been throwing them out randomly.
It was a clean one on the low forward. That was a clean...
He didn't think the stand medium one was. That was pretty clean too.
I mean, with punishing stand medium with a 7-frame button, I'm not gonna do backflips about it. Oh, he was ready.
He's holding that down charge, boy. Not the worst trade there for Carl, actually.
No, not at all.
Got knocked down though. I've got to say, oh my god, come on, Logan, that's 3 out of 3, mate.
Bruv, he just did
but
that
That was a setup though. He set him up.
Come on, that was the same one. Jeez! That was auto space, and that wasn't a whiff punish. Stop it!
Shut up, fam. Take it, man. Jeez. Umehara.
Oh, no jumping over me.
I thought he just got over there, but he done the flash kick nice and early.
Yeah, no back throw for you.
Oh, right into the juggle.
And he's just having real trouble navigating the boom patterns. He's getting clipped by a lot of these.
Yeah, the boom.
It's very interesting to see him actually get clipped by booms. The amount that they've played each other.
That's a good knockdown for you. Even if he takes the throw there, the corner carry you got from the not quick rising. It's very hard to quick rise demon flip park. That's a beautiful whiff punish, nice and late.
See, it pings you down to the floor almost instantly.
He's had a corner though. Such
and
a good
take
option there to
wake
knock
up
down.
buttons into the sweep. And claiming that sweep as well, yeah, even though it was a combo from the Sonic Boom.
Come on, mate. It's 100% hit rate so far. That trap was disgusting.
Damn!
That trap was disgusting. I've never seen that before. I've never seen him do that. That trap is so sick. Is that back fierce, right?
Yeah.
What's that, minus 3 or so?
Damn.
Oh, if it was a demon, this was a good idea. It was a good idea. It just wasn't.
He should have DP'd and done it.
Was he close enough? Someone said that on commentary. I didn't think he was close enough.
He could have DP'd and done it, yeah.
That's unfortunate for Tokido. He had the read. He was anticipating some kind of escape attempt. It was a jump back just too late on the execution. But that back fierce, mate, you thought it was your turn into the down forward roundhouse. That trap is disgusting. Of all the buttons.
There's some really interesting things about that CA as well in regards to hitting airborne frames. Yeah, the back fierce is only -1.
Why is that move only -1? Yeah, I remember us complaining. Logan, that's 5. That's 5 out of 5 whiff punishes now, mate. Yeah, 5 out of 5. Yeah, I haven't seen any on block yet. So if anything, you could argue that the ones that started coming out on block were just his mental, structure, dropping a little bit. That concentration is hard
fatigue,
to maintain.
Yeah,
mental
at
fatigue.
The old age.
Like Gamer B said, takes a bit of time.
Exactly.
It's not easy to maintain that level. Look, back fist is the easiest thing to whiff punish. Even Tokido's not even whiff punishing that. Come on, mate.
He's throwing out so many different things. It's so difficult.
That's true. It is, Carl. It is very hard. Some things that I must say, though, oh my god, the read.
Yeah, Akuma's CA cannot hit airborne opponents on the first 10 active frames.
So why did he even... No.
So you have to land in it and actually...
Yeah, that had to be mad early then.
Because Daigo just jumped back.
He was already on the downwards arc of his jump.
Yeah.
If he'd have pressed the button, that would have hit, obviously.
Yes, because he's got no trip guard.
Yeah, Daigo's running away with the set now after that round. That wake up EX flash kick as well. First time he's whipped out in reversal. Actually, second time. Because he did it on Demon as well.
Another one. He makes the read that time. Hops over. He's going to get the corner carry, which is what he wants.
Beautiful.
Daigo just jumping out, trying to jump out.
He's going to get right this time. He gets right again. Just die, will ya? Just die. He does get him this round.
And the whole stun bar's gone as well. That's so demoralizing.
Yeah, Gal gets him right. It's like he's back in the round.
Yes.
The throw tech puts you in somewhat
And you really
neutral.
saw him use...
Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it in time. Doesn't get it. He doesn't.
You saw him using the V reversal as well, which is and again he gets blown up by that slow boom. The V reversal against Fudo was really good as well, because again it just sends you way out the way.
Well, actually, I think the V reversal's OP for Gal. Good bet. Got the jump in.
Just mad aggressive. He just bullied his way in there.
Yeah, the EX to cover all the ground. Then the jump in just happened to be at a time when Daigo didn't have down charge, had to take the block. but it was all bets. That's tournament set point on Daigo as well. Why did that crouch jab work against? I mean, seriously,
Off that jab.
that was nice. He was doing that anyway. That crouch medium.
Oh,
Not sure why
hate
the
to
Tatsu
see
came
it.
out there. Why did he do a flash kick there? Was that to punish the medium or what?
No, I think he saw the.
Maybe thought a fireball was coming out.
He saw the medium cancelled, perhaps. Yeah, see.
Yeah, okay.
If you see the
Fireball,
animation
yeah, that's it,
cancelled,
yeah.
you flick it out.
He thought it was a fireball. All worked out well for him because it was a Tatsu. Bad situation there for Tokido, trying to stay in the set. Daigo set point now.
Oh, he's on
Good
point
trade
with
damage
those.
wise, but situationally this is great for Daigo now. He's almost got V-trigger too. As soon as he gets that, he's just going to control. Oh, that read, man. That read.
That upside down kick was sensational.
The fact that he took so many steps back and just waited for Tokido to be in crouch medium range, he read the hell out of him in that scenario. Read the hell out of him. Man, he played too good. I retract my statement earlier, watching it again, because at the time I wanted Daigo to win, so everything Tokido did was like a massive deal for me.
Yeah.
Right? But watching it again now, I think you're absolutely right.
He was in control.
I think he was
at all points.
He was pretty dominant in that set.
You're right. There's two major ones that I can think of: the throw tech and the EX flash kick that were on the point of stun, and it would have been the round as well.
Yep.
And of course the EX flash skill on the demon as well. So let's call that 3 rounds where Daigo literally just made the read, and it was right on the day.
Yeah.
And on another day, it could have been anything else. But realistically, if you look at that neutral, he was in such control. His spacing was super on point as well, because as I said, I've watched them play about 4 or 5 sets in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Of course, yeah.
I like just being in my house, making myself a coffee, sitting in my leather armchair, smoking a pipe in my velour jacket that I have, monogram.
Sound like James Bardolph, man.
And just watch Daigo and Tokido play sets, like a real man of culture.
Duke of Cambridge.
They're just, it's so clean.
It is.
Tokido only plays on the ground pretty much. Unless he's got a fireball out, he's just playing on the ground. And it is all walk up, low forward.
Yeah, into the knockdown fireball. What strength is that, by the way? The one that knocks down.
They all knock down at a certain range. It's the range.
Okay,
if you're close enough.
I actually didn't know that. Because sometimes I get hit by him, I'm still up.
Yeah,
sometimes
because it's range specific. If you get hit by that fireball close, it knocks down.
Always
if you
knocks
get hit
down.
by the fireball
Can't believe
slightly
I didn't know
further
that. Yeah,
away.
I've always wondered why the hell it stays up and doesn't. But that's actually a really good tool
It's a very
for
good
him,
tool.
because in a poke scenario where he does get out poked, that's the move that keeps him in every matchup, right? And his counterparts don't have
It's
that.
another one of the reasons why every Shoto player complains about Kuma, because to have a fireball that knocks down at that at poke range, because in this game,
Well, he's always had that advantage over the Shotos.
in this game,
But in this game, exactly.
in this game, a Shoto fireball is literally there to let me dash on you or walk at you. That's why I want to be at that range where you can't react to my fireball, and it's just going to stuff your button that you want to control space with. Akuma's knocks down, so he gets
He's
an
got
Oki
follow-up
situation
from
after that. But you saw Daigo's spacing in that matchup. He was playing noticeably backing up. It really reminded me of that old set back in the day of Daigo versus Aliyun. Do you remember Sagat versus Ryu? And Aliyun moves like that, and Daigo moves like that.
Was such a
the
such a
spacing
beautiful
was
set. Unbelievable.
so
Unbelievable.
intentional.
And then Aliyun did a crouch medium, just swept it straight away. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
no,
and
stop,
that's
stop,
all
stop.
he's looking. And that was very reminiscent to me. His control on the ground, and I really.
Speaking of his control, I'll let you finish.
I really feel like in that matchup, for Tokido to be able to get past this style of Daigo, he needs to start, introducing some elements that, for him, maybe feel a bit more random.
Yeah.
Use the dash.
Yep.
Use the crouch fierce. Use the
Hardly
stand
dashes.
fierce.
Hardly dashes.
He doesn't. And Akuma's got an incredible. He doesn't need to dash because he has a godlike walk speed. But
against Guile,
you see how many times he gets away with dashing in on people and demon in for the setup.
Yep.
They're not ready. So, if you're having trouble, I know it's annoying with Guile because he can just put things out on the screen. He's not going to do that all the time. And if he does put things out on the screen, that crouch fierce, that stand fierce will do the job for you as well. So I would love to see some of those things.
I think it's great.
matchup.
Look, Tokido's an absolute beast himself.
So clean.
But from our perspective, right, even though we're not expert players, we're expert
Of course
analysts,
not.
right? I beg he takes some of that advice, because even Daigo, and this is not an insult to Daigo's style of play. I don't know how to word it without it sounding insulting, but I guess the best way for me to say it is Daigo has a better like random element than Tokido does.
Yes,
Tokido's almost too clean, too honest,
Very
you know?
much.
And we said it as a compliment before, but when you're up against Guile and you know he's not going to throw a boom, because he had the read on him a few times, when he knows he's not going to throw a boom, he takes a bunch of steps forward.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you know he's not going to throw a boom, just dash in his face, let's see what he does, you know?
Also, if you remember, most of the openings came from him making a hard read and jumping over a boom.
Yep.
Or just getting a jump
Jumping
in
out the corner, taking the anti-air.
Because Daigo wasn't able to, have the charge to flash kick. He wasn't at the right spacing to do stand fist anti-air, and he took jump-ins. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of that introduced.
Daigo dashed about 3 times in that
Yes.
set. Daigo dashed. That tells you it all. He's playing Street Fighter 5, baby. Get with the times. Now, before we move on from that, though, Logan, have to kick you up the butt, mate. 100% whiff punish rate. 100%, mate. Yeah?
Don't make me come back next week.
100%. I didn't see no blocks against Tokido there, mate. 100%.
Mate.
Jeez. I'm going home tonight, putting my screen on random, getting a neutral jump into the jab, neutral jump into the fireball, neutral jump into the V skill, with punish reaction each
Phenom
one,
already put that video out there, mate.
Daigo,
He's already done that. He's already done that. Don't make me make a compilation of all the block sweeps in that top 16 though. Incredible performance from Daigo, a worthy winner. Let's take a look at the highlights from the grand finals. Obviously,
oh please,
a
please.
fantastic pair of sets against Fudo, who came ever so close.
I've got to say, we've got to give that guy a shout before we even move, because what a run he had, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about Fudo on the other side, because obviously there is another event to come. He did finish second place again.
Guarantee.
But let's get into this. These are the highlights of the grand finals. I know we're doing a lot about the East Asia CPT, but damn, was that not a great event? It deserves the coverage. That's what we're here for, to recap and go through these incredible CPT online events that we've had. Let's look at the grand finals. Daigo Umehara versus Fudo, an all-beast grand finals.
It is no joke. However, Daigo with such a life lead at this point and a screen advantage is going to be able to bully in the corner, put her on a pixel because of the Sonic Boom chip damage.
And now there's no health left. One little tiny hit is all he needs. Oh, you see him walk up with the crouch medium kick, trying to fake the overhead, but goes for the crouching medium and kick again. There we go. For one. Oh, he's going to make it out. And now Daigo with an opportunity to make the comeback. Nice. Oh, drops his combo.
Yeah, rare drop from Daigo, but he gets an activation off the Sonic Boom. Oh no, Critical Art is there as well. Is this going to be enough damage? It's looking like it. He's always on point with these booms. The hitbox execution, baby. Let's get it.
Oh no,
that's done.
I was worried about that, but he's going to be able to kill anyway. Oh no, that's not going to kill. No damage, that's right. It's completely scaled. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
The probation. My man Daigo even looked at the stone and was like, I actually can't kill here. That's why he just did the front throw. Whenever he has this life lead, oh my goodness.
He's like, look, I want to land flash kick into super, okay?
Yeah. Oh, and then the half Nelson front throw suplex from Guile tying it up. Oh, and then they hold up forward.
Yep. Well, here we go. Big damage. Whip, stun. And off of that one miscalculation from Daigo, Fudo is going to take this to 1-1 now. Exactly as planned. You know? Oh, wow, that whipped, and then he got the punish with the sweep. Beautiful stuff from Daigo.
Oh, air throw this time. Different air to air.
Get back down.
Nice. Yep, always with the jab. Sonic Boom. There it is again. And now the sweep follow up from that range.
Goes the stun, and there it is. Daigo gets the stun when he wanted it this time.
Goodness, bruh. He just shows why he's the beast.
Pressure from out of nowhere. I was like, that standing heavy punch is the scary part right now. Oh, there we go! And into the super. Fudo is going to take the 2-1 lead.
Fudo, one game away from resetting the bracket here. I know that's what we all want to see, of course. We want to see more Street Fighter. Legitimately the best of the business at switching from defense to offense.
Yeah. Oh, there it is again. Daigo always trying to whip punish with that crouching heavy kick and getting punished every single time. That's the bad thing about Guile's crouching heavy kick. Gives you 10 years to realize how to punish it, basically.
Yeah, and of course, Fudo not going to let that situation pass him by. Punishes with the critical art, and that's one round away from a reset bracket. One light normal, and he's done.
And he has an EX Sonic Boom. He has an EX Sonic Boom, but he can't throw it because if Fudo lets it go, it would hit before the Sonic Boom, I think.
Oh, he challenges the overhead withstand light kick. Put that fist away. Fudo resets the bracket. Want that gray life to build up here. Oh my goodness, the critical R is gonna dodge that EX Sonic Boom and punish Guile outright. First round to Fudo.
This necessarily just for offline competition.
Oh my goodness, and yeah, landing in front now. Almost near the stun, and of course, it's so hard to defend yourself in that situation. Daigo takes full advantage and takes the lead.
Yeah, now here comes the Molotov. Oh boy, Daigo. And he's already used the V reversal, so expect nothing but V reversals for the rest of this round. Ah, but chases him out of the air. You can't jump away from the Molotov. That's the bait.
I mean, that's the Guile game. You can't abandon it just to get flip kick sometimes. However, the flash kick whip gonna pay dearly here. Oh, it fades out.
Back to back, Daigo trying to go for that back to back.
I cannot believe it, to be quite honest. Oh my goodness, actually stuffing the sweep attempt, but crouch fierce crush counter the second time. Whole lot of damage off that anti-air.
Wasn't able to. What?
Oh my goodness!
What the heck just happened there? What is even happening?
What a way to take advantage of that scramble. Daigo just walk up sweep, gets the crush counter, puts him on a pixel. Throw tech from Fudo. Oh my goodness, Fudo, if you make this comeback, my man. Okay, crouch fierce. Yeah, that was about a 90% comeback you needed to make, and up against Guile.
V reversal, yep, just to get that pressure again. And so he's getting Fudo to spend all that, but that's knockdown for Daigo. Daigo still with an opportunity here. This corner pressure. No, he missed it again. Here we go. Big damage here. EX. Can he kill off of this? Not quite. Oh!
No answer this time from Fudo. We've seen him answer it before.
Yeah, I've built up a little bit of that gray health. Nice reaction. Another Molotov just to kind of hold that space on the screen.
Yeah,
okay,
was about to run
now just needs one more hit. Fudo, wow, if Fudo had just done that maybe a little later, he probably would have made it through.
At this point.
Is it going to be heavy punch into super? I mean, that would be so. Oh no! Anti-air super! Just do it! And the train and Daigo is in Capcom Cup! There you have it! Daigo has taken the tournament and he is in the finals once again!
Oh, what a treat. What a treat. The backs and forths, the reset, everything going through and through. Those guys clearly know each other well. And I'll tell you something. I learned a ton more because that matchup is one that I watched loads because NuckleDo and Idom are always playing it. You know, these first to fives, these first to threes. Sit down, enjoy it, learn that matchup, learn about Poison so I can commentate it really more than anything. But also I enjoy the set. I learned more about that matchup there than I've actually learned in the past. I can't believe all the things that those guys know. Just a phenomenal performance from Fudo, but Daigo, his adaptation in the end, just too strong.
Yeah, I think Fudo's Poison's looking very, very dangerous, but not as developed.
I was going to say, I could hear a butt come in there.
Yeah, I didn't... You know, there's a couple of drops in there, a couple of openings that weren't optimized.
There was definitely some openings that weren't optimized, yeah.
But you give a character that can just control neutral to Fudo, and it's going to be a dangerous tool. He plays in a very clean style. Even when he was playing Mika, you know, he wasn't one of those dash happy, command grab, loop in,
unless it's
jump in all the way. Yeah, there's no.
Then he becomes a scumbag.
There's no other. Listen, if I know this is a free win for me, I'll just do what I need to do. But yeah, you give a player like Fudo, a character like Poison that is so strong on the ground. Yeah, it's really, really good. It was very interesting to see both of their approaches to using critical arts as well. We kind of mentioned it a little bit when we were talking about the Daigo Tokido set.
I said it when I was watching it too, yeah.
But the amount of times that Daigo had CA against Fudo was huge. And of course, Fudo got the big jump into the CA as well, cashed out. There's not a huge use for EX meter in that matchup.
Not for Daigo, but I would say for Poison there is.
But even not really so much for Poison.
Well,
because
actually, I'd say the EX meter is quite big for Poison because the whole reason why Daigo spent so long not throwing a boom in that particular scenario that we're going to look at as well.
You can't react to that with EX flip.
He did it like 4 times.
React?
He did it like 4 times. I don't know how fast EX flip is.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times where you're absolutely right. He did it late. But because it's an overhead, Daigo still got hit.
Yes.
There's also a scenario where that I noticed in the matchup. These are things I learned watching these guys play, where if Fudo is at a particular space and he does the EX flip, what is it, -4?
-4.
Whose freaking idea was that, by the way? Whose idea was that? I want to talk. I want to meet you,
What
mate.
would you prefer if it was -2?
Listen, mate. Is my overhead that fast?
No, but he spends an EX bar.
Does it travel half screen? Shut up, man. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a particular space where she does it and it clips like the edge of Guile.
Yeah.
And he blocks it and he can't punish it. Like Daigo did, like stand light, crouch, everything whiffed. So he started just doing it on guess as well.
Yes,
So yes, he did it on reaction a few times, which does force Daigo to think, I can't throw a boom here.
Yeah,
because she gets oaky.
It puts, definitely puts.
But also, there's a particular range where she can just do it.
Yeah.
And he's got to he can't punish it.
The other thing is that, obviously the EX anti-air Guile ain't jumping, so you don't need that.
What do you mean, the whip?
Yeah, and
also the plus frame.
The EX heart rate was +2.
He's gonna view reversal.
It's a free V reversal, and you just get sent all the way back.
Great health in Guile's world.
So you're building up a lot of bar. And again, I think it was very interesting to see their approach and strategy there. And one of the things that I want to hear from Daigo is his approach to using his EX meter. One of the questions that we asked him in the interview. That hopefully we should have this interview with Daigo for you on next week's show. Gone through his management, so fingers crossed we get some words from the Beast on his qualification. But yeah, let's talk about Fudo, man, because it was an incredibly strong run.
Bloody hell, man.
He didn't have a great match against. What are you laughing at, you nutcase?
I know what match you're on about. Because it was funny.
Yeah.
The match was freaking hilarious.
He didn't have the best match against Valoran.
He got battered. He didn't have the best match. It's a nice way to put it. He got pushed in against Valoran. He couldn't breathe.
Yeah, but, he got his revenge.
You know what's funny for me? I've had some back and forth debates with people on Twitter about that matchup, right?
It's very fascinating the views people have of Kami matchups.
Well, I think without getting into, maybe we should have a segment dedicated to why Kami isn't as SL. I won't complete the letters in this game, because her archetype does shut down a lot of characters. But I would say Poison is one of those characters, despite what Fudo did. Why? And this is the argument that kills every counter argument I've heard. In the run back, which I knew Fudo was going to be a stubborn bugger and pick Poison again, because that's what these pro players are like, especially Fudo, right? In the run back, he did not stop Valoran from getting in as much as significantly more than he did in the first set.
Okay.
Valoran got in, go watch it back. He got in almost as many times, maybe a bit less. He just had the read when he got in. That was the only difference. In the first set, he'd get in and he'd go for the throw with bang, bang, bang to the corner, then it's a meaty throw, bang, stun. That's what was going on in the first set. In the second set, he'd get in, but he'd take the throw, he'd block the shimmy, he'd get out of there, he'd jump back. Yeah. He just had the read. That's all it is. But for the fact that Poison has to even make those reads that many times in any given round.
He was right a lot of times.
He was right a ton. A ton of times he was right.
And it wasn't a 2 out of 3, it was a 3 out of 5.
It was a 3 out of 5. And there was a bunch of times where Valoran was like, okay, you've taken the throw 3 times now. He'd go in, he'd do tap, roundhouse. And you know what Fudo did? Oh, roundhouse, nice. I'll throw now. Back to neutral we go. That's just got to be, for Valoran, that's got to be super frustrating. Because he's getting there, but he's not able to make it count.
Jamas did point out to me that before the top 8, Fudo was playing a lot of sets with Margot online in that matchup. And they were actually going back and forth, which kind of plays out in the overall score of those 2 sets, right? Where they were kind of even in overall score between each other. But yeah, Fudo getting into grand finals and finishing second again.
What about his match against Tokido? Oh, it was cold. What was it? Who did he beat actually? Was it Tokido he beat for the? It was, right? For the losers for the final. Yeah. So we said once he won that match, it was going to guarantee him a place in second place. Unfortunately, he got to the grand final. Which
he beat Tokido before he beat Valoran. So it was
that was another. I learned a lot about that matchup too, watching him play that. Fascinating stuff. Listen, congratulations, Fudo. Commiserations as well, obviously, for not getting the result. Massive shout out to his missus. I mean, that's unbelievable support that she has for him. But he's still got another chance, hasn't he, Logan? It's not over yet.
I mean, we have another event. There's 2 events, of course, but it's not the same as like Angry Bird and Big Bird not winning EU East. You know what I mean? It's not the same as, like
Hurricane not winning West.
Problem
well.
X not winning West.
It's not exactly the same.
Or Knuckle Do not winning NA East.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
The pool of players. I mean, you're gonna see his poison improve. By the way, it's gonna become more deadly, more efficient, more effective.
I'll tell you what, you say that, but I looked through his bracket, and he had a lot of 2-0s. He didn't drop many games on his run, and
he didn't drop a single game on his way to top 16. He beat Sandbag 2-0, Sacco 2-0.
Wait a sec, wait.
And Mochi, obviously 2-0 with Mika.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beatdown. Wait, he didn't drop a single game that whole 260-man bracket?
No, he won, but I think it was 4 games straight 2-0 to get to top 16. So.
Well, there you go. I wouldn't. It wouldn't be out of the question for him to pull it off again. I think Japan is still kind of learning poison too.
It's such a big ask, though. As you said, there's like 30 players that are in that
It's the character archetype that makes me think it's very possible. I mean, people are going to study up.
Oh, it's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Sorry, not possible. I mean, like, I think it's kind of probable, just because the way Fudo plays as well, he's so risk averse. Now he's picking a character that kind of like mitigates risk significantly. Hits like a freaking truck. Why the hell does she do so much damage for a turtle character? She hits like an absolute tank. She's got to be like top 5 in the game for damage access, right? And she's got some of the best keep out in the game. She's actually a very, very good choice for like a tournament like this, where you got 2 out of 3 most of the way, play it safe, mitigate risk, get to that top 16 and play your mind out. I could definitely see him doing it again.
Of course, we have another chance, East Asia CPT coming back around later in the year. Next up on the CPT calendar is Central America. We're going to be looking at that in a little bit here on the show. But there has been a big announcement. There is a summer update coming. We're going to be talking about that on the other side of this short break. Do not go anywhere. It's Fighting Words with myself and F-Word right here on Capcom Fighters.
The curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown. That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go. That's that.
Terrific wing! My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world. When the time of the prophecy comes, when all is revealed, then the people of the world will rejoice, already knowing who I am. Call me Lord and Emperor. God's will. Time to return to harmony. Seraphic wing! My perfection does not require any training.
Beyond the battle!
Get ready.
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go.
Disappear!
Kneel!
Alright! I really like to exercise. And training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death. 5 insect.
Pull out all the stuff!
Hadouken! Witness the power of the continent. This is the power of the king.
Paraneuro device expansion completed. Pseudo personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Doll unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Doll unit 0. Activated.
Well, Jordan, who is a piece of junk?
Install.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the continent. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Hi, welcome back to Fighting Words. Myself, Logan Sama, alongside F-Word. We are here pretty much every week, rounding up what's been going on in the CPT. We've done that now, so that means we can talk about some of the fun stuff that's happening in the world of Street Fighter 5.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the big announcements was that coming up next week on August the 5th, there will be a summer update for Street Fighter 5. Do we know what that is? No, we do not know what that is. We are not privy to that information. Even here in this office, we don't know. But let's read the tweet and have a look. Let's have a look at the tweet anyway.
Let's see that French, of course. They know.
Join us and some special guests on August the 5th for the future of Street Fighter 5 Championship Edition, including Season 5 character reveals.
Oh, shizzle.
Okay. Announcements when?
My guess.
You think Fei Long?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Esports news. Interesting.
Okay.
And more.
Maybe the Capcom Cup Finals location is going to be announced. Fight Island, Abu Dhabi.
Yas
Boom.
Island.
Let's go, baby.
Join the Street Fighter 5 dev team and special guests for Street Fighter 5 Summer Update, August 5th, 10 a.m. PDT. I think that's 6 p.m. time in the UK.
Good time for me.
I believe.
I think I'm on holiday.
And that is going to be streamed across Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook on the Capcom Fighters channel and the Street Fighter page on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What are you expecting to see, mate? Because realistically, apart from Season 5 character reveals, there's not really much information in there.
No.
Just, and to be honest with you, that's enough for me.
Yeah, they've kept it nice and mysterious.
That's literally enough for me.
Capcom, yeah.
If there's character reveals, I'm there.
I think they're going to announce some kind of like either it's a tournament that's going to resume off the back of the pandemic being closed, or some kind of schedule for it. You know, something like that. Something to do with Capcom Cup Finals, whether it's location or exact date, I don't know, something like that. And then the character reveals, of course. You know, we're expecting to see some old faces as well as some new ones.
Do you think there's going to be new characters
I
in
think
this
so.
season?
I think they'll have 1 or 2 new characters in this.
Like completely new, or just
no.
like new from other places?
They'll be a part of the storyline. So when you say completely new, I mean maybe they're new. They've never been playable before.
Yeah, so like Colleen and those.
Colleen, Lucia.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I could see that being like 1 or 2 characters that were never playable before, but are part of the storyline. But of course, I do think there's been a lot of rumors around Oro. Some of these rumors are just so strong now that I'm starting to think, Oro's going to be in there. I'm pretty confident Fei Long is going to make his way back, because look, when you look at the fact that they've got the whole original cast now, once Honda and Blanca made it in, I think it's only right to get the rest of those World Warriors in there. So
what? So you're saying it's going to be Fei Long, DJ, and T-Hawk?
Well, no, I don't think they're going to put all of them in, because some of them characters are just dead. You get me? Though? Sorry, Afi, man. DJ's dead, man. I love him. I love Jamaica too, but DJ's just not a guy. Actually, DJ could be a guy in this game. Depends how they made his fireball. But I definitely see
anyone could be a guy in this game.
I definitely see Fei Long.
Yeah.
Fei Long being in there, but he just can't have tension. I'm happy for Fei Long to be in the game. He's already a complete
just make that his
scumbag. yeah, just
like it used to be in Street Fighter.
I don't have Neckbreaker anymore. I don't have Vortex, right? I just have a back throw that looks like it. Great. Give him that.
Yeah.
Don't give the guy a real tension, please.
I'm very interested. I mean, it says Season 5 character reveals. Are we going to see all of the characters?
No, I don't think so. No. So the character reveal, I think it's what it's going to be.
Are we at least going to get like, these are the characters that are going to be in Season 5 by the pass now?
No.
Not like, here's all the characters and here's like reveal videos for all of them.
No way.
And all of the moves and stuff.
No way, no.
I don't think we'll get that.
No.
But I think that we will get a similar thing that we've had in previous seasons, where these are the characters you'll get in this season. This is the order that they're going to come in.
So you think they're going to name all the 5 characters?
I think so. And then put the season pass up. That would make sense, right?
That would be I'd like that.
Then we can kind of work towards it.
Exactly.
Be interesting to know whether
Especially
they give us
the last season.
Be interesting to know whether they give us a time frame as well, because obviously we will see the characters. When will we get them? Are they going to tell us that?
Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be a nice.
I mean, we did our speculation on which characters we want, and you went in off the deep end with.
Well, the characters are what you said. If you said the characters you expect, it would have been different. But you said the characters you want.
5 characters that you expect.
Expect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know the names, but I think there will be 2 new characters.
Okay.
Right. Then I think returning, you're gonna have Fei Long, Oro.
Okay.
I think you're gonna have Dudnat. No Dudley. Don't think he's gonna make it, as much as people love him. Actually, it makes sense for him to make it though.
He's sick though.
He's actually sick. He is sick. Yeah. I just like hating him because I hate you. That's it. It's just my hate for you, Logan. It's not real hate. It's love. Man, you put me on a spot here. So Oro, Fei Long, couple of new characters. So 1 more. They'll put another grappler in. They always do.
Yeah.
So who's the grappler gonna be?
T-Hawk.
Oh, please not.
With a
T-Hawk.
gun.
Cannot stand T-Hawk.
Do you know what I'm really scared?
What's that American kid's name? Native. What was his name?
Native Impact.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I'm really scared of them putting in? Makoto. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of them putting Makoto in.
I'm not so scared of Makoto being in.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm a commentator. Them days when I used to get scared of them scumbag characters are gone.
Oh.
And now I see the trailers, I'm like,
bruv.
You guys are screwed.
Bruv. Imagine they put Makoto in the game and she has a safe axe kick like Seth.
Oh no.
And a command grab.
No, and it's plus. And it puts you in that frozen block stun state like it does in Fortnite. No, they can't do that. They wouldn't do that.
We're going to get throwbacks to like Makoto in Third Strike grabbing Akuma at the start of the round with 1 bar.
Like Seth's literally got Makoto's axe kick, so what are they going to give her,
Well, that might be why he's got the axe kick, right? And the Fukiage. That would make sense.
I didn't think of that.
That makes sense.
People said that before.
No.
Oh my god, that's so obvious.
That might be why he's got the wreckers as well.
Makoto's already partially in the game.
This is me postulating.
This is good fear, right? I like your theory. That's pretty fair. That's pretty logical. Oh my god, Makoto could. Okay, that's my 5.
I'm scared.
Oro,
I'm scared.
Fei Long, Makoto, and a couple of new
So
characters.
what you're saying? We're not going to get the Capri. We're not getting Abel.
I mean, she's already in the game.
We're not
so
getting
it
Sea
makes sense,
Viper.
but-
A lot of people think Sea Viper.
No, those are my picks.
Yeah?
Screw it. Yeah.
Which new characters would you like to see? Are there any that you'd be interested in seeing?
I'd like to see Mike. Yeah, Mike would be cool. Yeah, just because he's a cool character from the Street Fighter history. Who else would be pretty cool? That's new. I've always thought in my head. And I know it's really stupid, but I always thought from Alpha 3 that Carrion's chef. What's that guy? I don't know what his name is. I always thought he'd be a playable character one day. Because you know that scene where the round starts and he's there and he's big and he's like this big chubby guy and he looks kind of scary, and then Carrion smacks him in the head and then she turns up to fight you. I've always just thought one day he's going to be a character, but it's never happened, you know? We're like two Street Fighters on. It's just not happened. So
It might be.
Maybe.
It might be. I mean, we've got Lucia from Final Fight 3. So anything's possible, I guess. Let's move on to some of the other subjects.
what about
in
you,
that
mate?
tweet.
Is there no one that you think is going to be in
I
there?
just want Dudley. I know.
That's one.
Let me
Who
have
do you actually
Dudley.
think is going to be in there other than the ones that I said?
Oro. I think Oro's going to be in there.
Yeah.
This is okay. So I'm going to base this on what I've seen in like online votes, popularity through the
Yep.
Capcom website.
Yep.
What we've got in the story already in terms of story mode.
The story mode gives away a lot.
And I think we'll get Oro and Makoto because they're both super popular. I think we'll get DiCapri, Rose, and Sea Viper.
Rose is one day coming as well.
Yeah.
Wow, the Capri Rose and Sea Viper.
I'll be so surprised if we don't get DiCapri at all because
It's like 4 female
she's been
characters.
ready for
Balancing out.
ready for 4 years.
Yeah, she's been there. Yeah, she's there.
She's almost a finished character in story mode. It's crazy. I can't believe they would not just finish her
release
off
it,
and let us
Or
have her.
could it be one of them sneaky ones where it's the last season, they give you 5 characters, and then there's one bonus character out of nowhere? Could be one of them ones.
It could be. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. It also says that there will be esports news, and you postulated that an event might be coming back, a tournament or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe news on Capcom Fighters.
Well, look, this year was going to be massive. So.
You actually didn't mention one of the things that I think that they might talk about.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Which is Street Fighter League.
That's what I mean. Like one of the events coming back.
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter League was supposed to be already happening, but it got
I think
postponed.
we'll hear some kind of news on Street Fighter League.
You think it's going to be Street Fighter League they mentioned?
In
In my head, I was thinking that
I
too.
think they'll hear something about it because, you know, the format of Street Fighter League is so important to the esports development of Street Fighter as a competitive endeavor, right? That invitational, team-based, you know, potential franchise format, it becomes much easier to sell to partners for corporate partnerships. You know, it's easy to tell the stories because it's an invitational format as well. You have the ability to, you know, really go in depth on the player introductions and that kind of stuff because you know exactly who you're going to see. Like we're juggling it here with the round one where we're like, these are the players you need to look out for, and then sometimes half of them don't even make it to the top 8. Sometimes half of them have been eliminated from the tournament before we even go to air. So it's very difficult, but with the invitation, you know exactly who's going to be there, so it makes the production, the presentation easier. And yeah, I think for me, Street Fighter League in some way, because obviously you just can't fly people in from around the world.
No, of course not.
Whether they change it so that it becomes again maybe an online American format, just so that there's something there.
Yeah.
And it's very doable.
It started with America as well.
Where
so.
you have, you know, you can theoretically run an online team tournament in America because people are doing them already. That'd be interesting for me.
Yeah, I think the esports announcement was most likely going to be something SFL related, but I'm not sure what.
Do you think we're going to get a balance patch?
No, I don't think we're going to get a balance patch.
Okay. Would you want one?
Would I want one? Yeah, I mean, Guile's back fierce being -1. That's just wrong. But yeah, I mean, there's much worse things in the game than that. I'm just teasing.
I absolutely don't want a balance patch.
I don't want a balance patch, but
moment.
Capcom do make sneaky changes when they release these things.
Yeah.
So I expect to see some balance patches that hadn't maybe got through in the last patch, maybe weren't completed or perfected yet, just sneaking their way in along with these new stages and new characters. Then suddenly, you know, Abigail's like Crouch Fierce is just whiffing from half screen all of a sudden, you know, or whatever it might be. It happens. So I do expect to see sneaky changes, and guys like myself and others will probably go on the game and test a bunch of characters to see what's changed, because these changes won't necessarily have notes attached to them at first.
Well, we will await to see exactly what news is revealed, but you can find out, along with us, live, August the 5th, 10 a.m. PDT. It's going to be right here on Capcom Fighters on Twitch and YouTube, and the Street Fighter channel on Facebook. It is the summer update. Join the Street Fighter 5 dev team and special guests. Are you one of the special guests? You haven't told me?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, okay.
Probably somewhere in America, though, right?
You'd have told me if you were one of the special guests.
Oh yeah, of course I would.
Well, we'll find out exactly who that is. August the 5th, 10 a.m. And next week, we'll get to talk about it as well, day after. Hopefully, I mean, it'll be really nice. It is my birthday the day before.
Oh, so this is you crying out to Capcom to somehow develop Dudley in a few days.
Yes. I think, take whatever version of Dudley you have ready, because I'm sure someone, had a go at it, tried them out, whatever.
Yeah.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, this is
Give
birthday.
me Dudley.
He's 23, come on.
Exactly.
Look him up.
23 again.
Dudders, mate.
For the 16th year in a row. We'll find out anyway. Next week, Wednesday, and then we'll talk about it right here on the show immediately afterwards. Let's keep it moving, though, because we've got another new segment here on the show.
Yes, we do. Yeah. And I love this new segment, Logan.
Yeah, one of the coolest things about social media right now, and of course, here on Twitch, if you're watching through Twitch, as most of you are, is the ability to take some of the most exciting moments from an event, from a stream, from a player's individual stream, not just tournaments. Clip that, throw it up there on Twitter, and those things can go viral. And we thought, what better person to work with on this new feature than the man himself,
the one
king,
and only,
the king of highlights.
It's that guy.
High Fights.
Woo!
So he has sent us in a selection of 4 clips for us to look at, and you guys at home are going to be able to vote for your favorites. How fun's that?
Let's go.
Interactive business. You'll be able to vote on Twitter after this goes out, so get on there and get voting. Let's have a look at some of these clips anyway. We'll load up the first one, and this one is from Reddit Street Fighter Tournament this week, and it features Mono having an unfortunate time.
He's fine. He'll be all right.
He's okay. He's fine.
Yeah.
Get out of the air.
He's fine.
Time to guess.
He's fine.
Yep. Good use of the meter. He gets one more.
He's fine.
Yeah, let's
He's fine.
go. Okay.
He's fine.
Bop, bop, bop.
No,
he's
stunned.
He's dead.
Nah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Nah, he's fine.
I'm saying it. It'll be true eventually.
Nah, he's fine.
We're proud.
I don't think I've ever been more wrong. In the entire.
What I need now.
I've ever been more wrong.
First clip. He wasn't fine.
Yeah,
He wasn't fine. OG Killer Cam versus Mono PR from the Reddit Online Local. And that is our first clip.
I think that was more the commentary, because we've all seen that G scenario a million times, but the commentary was just brilliant, wasn't it? It was just, I loved it. It's fine. It's okay. He'll be fine. He's dead. Oh, brilliant. Mate, there's more though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Now we have, and I saw this clip before it was picked. I was really delighted to see Hi-Fi shortlist this one. Piano Densetsu and his amazing Saga, with a really interesting clip that you guys are about to see. A clip of what I'd call honest play, which is very rare in Street Fighter 5. Run that.
Gotta watch out for slide. Oh, T-Rex arms. I don't know what the win condition is here, boys. Okay. Not a whole lot of damage. Not what I wanted to do, really. But this is our only hope. Nice. Pop this. Let's go! Man on a mission today. Oh, God. Why does that keep working?
You win.
Win condition.
Anytime I see Sagat winning with legit Tiger Shot traps in Street Fighter 5,
Where is he?
that is going straight in the list.
The king. The one and only king.
He's in his rightful place in the tier there, right at the bottom of your...
Yeah, my iPad's blocking it. There he is. Yeah, bottom tier, Sagat. But he's trying. He's coming up. And he does
sick,
things like that every now and then,
Yeah.
which was absolutely sick.
He's definitely fun as a highlight reel character, at least. But yeah, great stuff from Kano
Actually,
Densetsu.
I'll have you know that Bonchan picked Sagat at the CPC this week.
Yeah, he
They
did.
actually went on a bit of a run with him.
He did in losers bracket after losing his first game.
Oh yeah.
He did actually go on a sick run in losers bracket, though.
Yeah,
to be
but
fair.
actually, in most of the games he did well, he'd lose with Sagat and then pick Karen and win. So, yeah. GG's all round, babe.
Shout out to all
next?
the Sagat players that are playing on hard mode. Respect to you, salute. Next up, this feels good to say. Punko,
the machine,
with Seth. Let's take a look.
The good old days are
at
back.
this V-Trigger 2 combo. I love the fact that we're seeing all this cool new tandem maneuver tech with this character. That I've never seen that one before. I know there's a lot of cool setups out there with that V-Trigger, but I haven't seen that combo.
It's got to be
a
one
sick
of the
extension.
sexiest V-Triggers I've seen ever. It's so cool. It's just so cool. I haven't seen that particular combo either. No, and the thing that excites me about that clip, because I hadn't seen it until Hi Fight shared it and we watched it here, is you kind of see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So you kind of know what the end is going to be, but you still pop off when it happens.
It lasts so
You know
long.
what I mean? It's just like, no, wait, he's gonna. I love it, and it's so sick to see Punko with Seth again. I mean,
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's a little bit of bias and nostalgia in that as well.
Absolutely.
To just see him putting in work.
with that amazing character. But we got one more to show you guys.
Fourth
haven't
and
we?
final one,
Fourth
yeah.
and final. I'll tell you what. I wonder if you guys can guess this one, because there's been some amazing stuff this last 7 days in Street Fighter, you could say, and we love to recap and round off the week.
That's right.
I think it's quite easy though for us. I mean, it might, and with this new segment, it might not be as easy in other weeks, but for us to pick the one that kind of stole everyone's minds, it's Daigo again. It's grand finals against Fudo, and it's a moment that blew everyone's mind. Another moment that I think is going to last throughout the ages. Daigo displaying incredible patience. Run that clip.
Back throw here. He's still got a Molotov. Yeah, just tosses it out. Now Daigo's burning away. He can't take any normal. Can't take a whip. Can't take anything. Oh my goodness. Just standing there holding the stance. Daigo with so little options at this point to preserve his life. It's so hard to do anything.
And Fudo blocking that low jab and the EX Sonic Boom. No more EX Sonic Boom for Daigo.
And Fudo, time is on his side right now. Oh, but he actually goes up too close, and the jab boom comes out from Daigo to tie up the match.
Oh man, there's so many things I could talk about in that clip. From the moments that we didn't actually include that led to that situation, the round in general, the attempt from Fudo to close out the round, so many amazing things. But that patience at the end, was it like 47 seconds? No booms, just sat there, didn't even whiff buttons, just waiting for his summon. As soon as he saw his opportunity, he just checked his opponent's approach. Really amazing play from Daigo. He continues to give us these unforgettable moments, even in his later ages now. You know, it started with the first strike parry. Before the first strike parry, he had some ridiculous highlight reels.
Of course.
On Street Fighter 2 Turbo and other games. He's even got even some alpha highlights too. Now in Street Fighter 5, he's given us two incredible moments that I don't think we're ever going to forget. That Problem X round, of course, that still goes viral when someone retweets it now. And now this moment versus
and it's
Fudo.
funny because all those moments are completely different.
They
you know?
are, yeah.
You think of, third strike parry, Evo moment 37, legendary moment. You've got Daigo versus Gamerby at DreamHack.
Oh, mate.
Where he just walks up and fierce DPs him in his face 4 times in a row.
Mate.
Then you've got that incredible comeback against Problem X, where he's just super active, just bullying him in the corner until he finally closes it out. And then the complete opposite of this. And it's funny because it really highlights what we're trying to do with these. The clip can be sick because of any reason, you know?
Exactly,
It can be a gassed setup, nothing for 30 seconds with no health at all, and finally managing to bring it back somehow.
I love this segment. I'm going to
Anything
enjoy
goes.
this.
Please, we want to hear from you. Get your votes in. Let us know which your favourite is on the Twitter, and you can find out. We'll be doing this every week here on the show as well. So if you've got any incredible clips that you think deserve to be featured from Monday to Sunday, because we have to have a cut-off date. Send them into High Fight. Let High Fight know that this was a sick moment. Big up to High Fight as well for being involved. Does so much great work for Street Fighter and shines so much light on streams, not just the big Capcom Fighter streams, but a lot of the independent streamers and community events.
He does a great job. He really goes out of his way to pay attention to some of the niche markets out there and identifies talent and moments from all over, quite literally all over the world, being based in Thailand, I believe, himself. So, I mean, just an incredible individual. And he continues to grow. Guys, follow at High Fight TH if you want to catch up on more Street Fighter clips. That was just 4, but this guy's got tons more on his
He's
Twitter
on
page.
job all the time. Speaking of time, we are going to take a short pause for the cause for this break. We'll be back on the other side because we have another CPT event this weekend coming. It's Central America's time. Who is going to be the 7th name in Capcom Cup? We will discuss some of the competitors and have a look at some of the brackets on the other side of this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Curtain falls.
I'll take you downtown. Boom! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
Let's have some fun.
Let me zap you. Here we go.
Terrific wing!
My unveiling. I will be exposed to the entire world. When the time of the prophecy comes, when all is revealed, then the people of the world will rejoice, already knowing who I am. Call me Lord and Emperor.
God's will. Time to return to harmony. Terrific wing!
My perfection does not require any training.
Beyond the battle!
Get ready!
Destroy! Begin!
Let's go!
Disappear!
Kneel!
Strength to crush the spirit of the king.
Alright! I really like to exercise, and training is a lot of fun.
Time to meet your death, vile insect.
Pull out all the stuff!
Hadouken! Resurrection!
device expansion completed. Pseudo personality asset is imported properly. Biological brain connected. Doll unit 0. Startup sequence will begin.
Well now, little piece of junk. Time to wake up.
Doll unit 0. Activate.
Well, Jordan, who is a piece of junk?
Install.
Show me something worth taking. Your data is now useless. Witness the power of the content engine. This is the power of the king! Your data will reside in me for eternity.
Hey, welcome back to Fighting Words here on Capcom Fighters. We round up all the CPT action here every week after an event, and of course talk about the world of Street Fighter V, what's happening in the community, what announcements there are, and it's great to be able to talk about announcements again. Been waiting a while.
It's been a while, mate. Yeah.
But it's coming. Season 5 characters with that summer update next
I know
Wednesday.
You guys been waiting. I know you've been waiting. The wait is over.
But the CPT marches on. Another event this weekend. And we head to Central America this time. A big region in terms of the number of countries that are eligible. You've got Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Panama, El Salvador, Costa Rica, the Bahamas, of course the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, big favorites Cuba, and Jamaica.
There have been some historic talents across a range of different games as well. If you look at Mexico and the KOF scene, right? I mean, this is not a region that is a stranger to the FGC, and of course DR in recent years with their strong pool of players for Street Fighter V.
Well, DR already have a player in Capcom Cup.
Yes, they do. Indeed, they do. Which is interesting, isn't it? Yeah. that's already happened. So no, it's quite a scene, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend. I don't know it that well. I'm aware of a number of players. I've got to hang out with some of these guys as well. I know you got to hang out with them in person, but got to hang out with them when they come to America. But there's a bunch of new names that I'm not too familiar with that are seeded as well.
There's a lot of players that are not seeded because obviously the seeding is generally based on previous Capcom Pro Tour experience and what have you. A lot of players in this region, for whatever reason, are not able to travel outside. So some of them just don't have points and are outside of the seeding. But you know names like Mena, Kaba, Mono, DR Ray, of course, Doomsnake, Crossover, Kusanagi from Mexico. Lots of players in there, but there's some new names, as we said, coming through. You've got players like Hermes Venatori, AJ Martinez. Who else have we got in that region that's good? Choco is another good young player coming through. There's lots of players. There's a couple of players that I think are not involved that I'm quite surprised to see.
Yeah, did Crossover in? I couldn't see his
Crossover's
name.
in there.
Okay, cool.
You've got Brian D in there as well. Taker. So a lot of the players that we saw in the Blink Esports Dominican Republic All-Stars Challenge. And of course, Hermes Venatori, you finished second there. Let's have a quick look at the pools. Because I think that will give us a better idea.
It's quite interesting the way they've set up these pools. Let's do that, let's take a
So in pool 1, of course, Mena is always going to be top seed.
He's got to be the favourite, especially after what we just saw.
And the favourite. He's back in the DR. Started winning a lot of the tournaments there. Looking really strong.
Has a new strategy as well, which
we
I
talked
think
to him
is
about
great
that.
for this.
Exactly. He's got a whole roster of characters. We're actually going to speak to Mena and Mono for this weekend's round 1 preview show, specifically because obviously there's a lot of players in that region that don't speak fluent English, and players that we need to know about. So I thought I'd speak to big community personalities and figures within that region to get a good idea of players that we need to be looking out for. So,
and Mono is a great example of that.
Exactly. Well, Mono's been running tournaments. Mena just loves the game and loves the region, and he was so
loves
helpful.
the region beyond as well. He was super helpful with us for South America as well.
Exactly.
By the way, worth mentioning, this is a guy who, yes, he's a Capcom Cup champion, which only a handful of guys can say they've ever won before. But he's actually super effective in the online setting. He's got a history in the online. I think back then it was a Latin American online.
Well, it was split up into different regions.
What was it back then?
It was Latin America, but they had different. They had Latin America South, Latin America.
Got you. I was checking earlier, and I remember him winning one. So I thought, let me go see how many he's won. I think he's won 2 or 3, and he's come like second 2 times as well. I mean, he is absolute killer in this online environment. I think with his new strategy, he's going to be even more dangerous. So he's got to be a heavy favourite for me in this.
Absolutely, alongside Kaba, who's been looking really, really strong.
Man. Kaba. Sorry, couldn't resist, guys. That's my new Kaba slogan. Anytime I see the guy, he's going to get that. He's going to be annoyed because he's going to start hitting me. It's going to get so annoying. But until it gets old, that's the one. Say his name again.
Kaba.
Mr. Loverman. Kaba. Okay, sorry, go on.
Stop with me. Crossover we know about as well. Kusanagi has to be up there as a real threat, and I think Kusanagi's pool's looking pretty good. For him, there's not a large number of threats
from what we know, right?
That I can see.
Exactly.
That from recent tournament results are really trending towards that. So in pool 1, you've got Mena. He's on the same side as Gran Todokai. He's known mainly for Blanca and Urien. He's from Panama. You've got Zero Max 7, Grandmaster Boxer from Mexico. Pool 2, Doomsnake from Panama, again, using Vega.
Doomsnake's very high rated, isn't he? I mean, he's had decent runs in the past.
Yeah, those Vega players as well are coming into their own at the moment.
Yeah, I know. They're looking pretty strong this season. Looking stronger than they ever have for some reason. Not sure what it is,
He's on the same side of the bracket as Phantomiria, who's a very accomplished Chun-Li. She's in the top half of the bracket as well.
What region is Miria from?
I think she'd be playing out of Mexico.
Okay, got you.
Bushin Master RD is a Grandmaster Zeku from Dominican Republic in the bottom half of that pool. Pool 3, you've got El Tigre, another player from Mexico. But also on his side of the bracket is Taker, a very strong Urien from Dominican Republic. Bottom half of that bracket, you've got Crossover, who's well known from his Akuma.
Man, that's quite a stacked bracket.
Also been using Nakali recently as well, so it'll be interesting to see.
It's an interesting change from Akuma to Nakali. I'm not sure what.
I mean, he's still definitely using Akuma.
That's going to be his main, yeah.
Has been showing us flashes of
maybe some of those big body matchups
in recent tournaments.
Where Akuma has not a hard time, but it's a bit more make or break.
Yeah, it's a very that is a very difficult pool, as we said, because of how the seeding works, based predominantly on CPT points. There's some players out there that just don't have any. You look at pool 4, you've got Lilo in the top half.
Another really well-ranked player.
You've got Kaba in the bottom half, and Choco, who's best known, I think, for Nakali.
Sorry,
but I'm not sure who Choco is still using. Pool 4 at 5, as we said, Kusanagi. Pool 6, very, very tough pool as well. You've got Mono and Brian D in the top half.
Yeah,
Brian D,
crazy.
Guile, looking really strong in that recent Blinky Sports.
There's more in that pool as well, right?
And Yoki is in the bottom half as well.
Wow.
So
is Yoki not? I guess he didn't participate that much. I mean,
he's the second seed in the pool. So 4 seeds per pool. DR Ray is in pool 7.
Of course.
And he has an Ibuki added to his roster.
Yeah, no, he's had Ibuki for a little while actually, but he's starting to play it a lot more these days. I hope he doesn't pick Ryu. Sorry.
And then in the bottom half, you've got Louis Man, who's the seed in the bottom half with Dawson. But a player that I was told a lot about by Mono is AJ Martinez.
Okay, I don't know that guy.
He's a carrying player from Puerto Rico who we need to be looking out for.
Really?
Yeah, so that could be a dark horse in that pool. And then pool 8, you've got Chazdero, who's a Ibuki from Mexico. In the bottom half, you've got Maximov.
Chazdero's been around for he's been rocking at Ibuki for a while.
You've got Maximov, the Rashid player.
Okay.
And completely unseeded in this pool is Hermes Venatori, the Kami player.
Because he's so new, I guess, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the up-and-comers.
That is another one that you definitely need to be
this is a guy who just bodied everyone to get to the finals against Mena RD. I mean, he's got to be a problem, and he's not even
came third. He lost to DRA.
Oh, yes, DRA in the grand finals. Did DRA pick Ryu against him as well?
Ryu against Sakura. No.
Oh, my God, thank heaven.
But But yeah, it's going to be a very difficult one to predict on a pool basis. I think you have to look at Mena and Kaba being very, very confident in making it out in winners in that top 16 though, and definitely the favourites.
I think after the order was somewhat restored in this weekend's CBT in Japan, and we saw like a familiar face qualify. The one thing that we've seen consistently is when there has been a winner in these events, it has been players who tend to really do strongly online anyway. Takamura, I don't know what his online performances have been like actually prior to this CBT.
Reasonably good.
Decent, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's been dominating online
Yeah, but I wouldn't say... I guess
he
he's
hasn't
the exception.
been entering a lot of online tournaments.
Yeah. Same for Mandrake. He's still quite new anyway, Mandrake in general. But like, guys like Phenom qualifying, no surprise,
That's about it, really. I mean,
Yeah,
SKZ
actually.
wasn't dominating
SKZ 's not-
versus community events.
Yeah, I have to retract everything I was going to say. I think look at it's true. It's looking at this weekend specifically. As much as I feel like I'd like to say there'd be a new dark horse rising, I think I'd be stunned if Mena. I mean, look, there's great talent out there, but I'd be really surprised if Mena didn't at least end up in the grand final for this one.
Yeah.
Especially the bracket seems set out decently for him as well. His new strategy looks super strong. He's got great history online as well in this particular event. So I just feel like Mena's got to be a hard favourite. But
if Mena and Kaba make it out in top 8 in winners, they'll have to play each other in winners semis.
And Mena will pick Karen for that, right? That's kind of his strategy for that matchup now.
Potentially, or Cammy as well.
No, he said actually he picks Birdie for Gal, but for some reason at Blink he picked Karen. Maybe he picks Karen because he's saving the Birdie for tournament. But he said if he has Gal, he'll pick Birdie.
I mean, he won
in
that
the
pretty
interview.
convincingly.
He did actually beat him pretty bad with Karen, which really surprised me because Kaba's so solid and his Karen's still one of his newer characters. But Mena's got great characters.
He's got other characters as well. I've already done the interview with him for the weekend.
Yeah.
We're editing that up. But on Saturday, you'll find out about a few of the other characters.
So it's more than 7.
The other characters that he's been working on.
Is it more than the 7 he said?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Specifically for online as well.
Oh, he's got Urian then. It's not Urian.
He's got some ones in the back pocket that he might draw for.
Wow.
It's going to be a really exciting
Blanca.
tournament.
Oh, no, let me not give it away. Let's see.
It's going to be a really exciting tournament. The top 8 seeds, I think, are Mena, Doomsnake, El Tigre, Lilo, Kusanagi, Mono, DRA.
Jazdira?
Is that right? Is that the actual seedings? You'd imagine Kaba would be up there with points.
Yeah, I would have thought Kaba would definitely be higher than Yoshi and Jazdira, but they seem to be above him. And I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, getting out of these pools is going to be tough. Obviously, you're dealing with a region that is very similar in to maybe the South America CPT, where there's a big geographical distance. You think of the distance from Puerto Rico to Mexico, it's significant. DR's in the Caribbean. You've got the Bahamas and Jamaica in there as well. Got Cuba involved. It's a big geographical difference, so there is potentially going to be the obstacle of overcoming some of those connections as well. So that can always throw a spanner in the works. But you'd like to think that we are going to see players of the caliber of Mena, Crossover, Kusanagi, Mono, DRA, Kaba make it through in some form.
No, but you make a good point, Logan. I think also because it's all online this year, there'll probably be more people, more solid players making the effort to actually attend. They maybe didn't make the effort a year or two ago, so that's always a massive thing. Mena mentioned it himself. There's some massive connectivity distances they're gonna have to overcome. So someone could get lagged out. It's just the reality of what we're dealing with. But hopefully, we'll see the right and the deserved person coming out on top, which I think is going to be one of those guys that you just mentioned.
Yeah,
in that topic.
you said that there's some new faces that have won these events. None of them have been undeserving. I don't think anyone's lucked.
Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Yeah, a lot of people have.
No one's lucked their way.
They've performed on the day to be the deserved winners, which has kind of been the consistent theme.
Absolutely. Even with some of the controversies that we've had across 2 or 3 of these events, to be honest with you, everyone that's made it out has definitely played exceptionally to do so. So I'm not expecting any massive shocks. It might be a name that we're not hugely familiar with, but I think it'll be someone that's been performing consistently recently, taking it this weekend. Who that will be, we can't begin to speculate. We'll try have a go on a weekend, won't we? Maybe
Yeah, of course, you always do.
you'll get two
Always
in a
do.
row.
Yeah, well, I think this is a good chance for me to get 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's a bit more of a predictable tournament, but let's see.
We'll be back on Saturday for round 1 before the top 16 commences here on Capcom Fighters for local time. I think it's 4 p.m. PDT Pacific time, so that would be midnight in the UK, perhaps. I think that's right. My maths is normally my maths is normally on point, but you'll be able to find the schedule online, and Capcom Fighters will let you know exactly what time.
I'll tell you what maths is also on point, Logan. 7 out of 7 with punish sweeps from Daigo versus Tokido.
Absolutely.
100% with punish rate.
All of them.
Get on your screens.
Pure with punish.
Get on your screen and start practicing, guys. It's possible.
I'm going home to work on my with punish with standing light kick into Oki with Ken, and I'm sure you'll be doing what? Just mashing V skill anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to whiff punish either way, mate.
That's it from us tonight. Thank you very much for joining us here on Fighting Words. Take care, and we'll see you on the weekend ahead of CPT Central America.